Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new 2023 Nissan Z. This is the performance trim level, finished off with the two-tone exterior paint, so the gloss black roof and then the blue metallic for the rest of the primary color. This also has an MSRP just over $53,000. And we will start off today's review with what powers the new Nissan. So this has a 3-liter twin-turbo V6. You can get the 9-speed automatic transmission or the 6-speed manual, which is paired to this model in front of us. This pumps out 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque sent to the rear wheels, propelling this 3,500-pound sports car from 0 to 60 in as quick as 4 seconds. It has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Now let's work our way to the exterior styling, where I'll start off with the grille design. This model has a two-tone to it with the brush trim up top and then the black plastic in the lower section. There are plenty of cutouts though to provide a lot of cooling to this engine. Nissan badge is just above that, and I like the squared off look that it has. With the two-tone design, it looks much better in my opinion than having it one solid color. Now this also has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals, and then some crisp lines in the lower section on each side that you can see. And we have that Y design running down the middle of the hood. So not a whole lot going on. There's the parking sensors too, but it's very functional, and I think it gives it a bold and distinctive look. Now for the side design, we have the 19-inch wheels finished off in that brush trim. This also has 4-piston brakes up front with 2 pistons in the rear. You'll see that the side mirrors are finished off in gloss black. They have the turn signal with them. And then in the lower section for that side skirt, there's more gloss black, and it just gives it some added definition with the rest of that side skirt. And then very nice and curving lines run down the rest of the side. We have massive fender arches that you can see from the driver's seat in the rear view mirrors, as well as the largest gas cap that I've seen for a sports car. Now for the rear, this does have a trunk mounted spoiler. We have the gloss black running in between the LED taillight housings, which mimics some of the first generation Nissan Zs, which I think is very nice to see in a modern look. We have the backup sensors, dual exhaust, and then more of that gloss black, which is a nice touch, ties in nicely with the rest of this vehicle. Now as we work our way to the trunk space now, you can use the button on the key fob or the hidden button up underneath Nissan. Now one thing I will say, it would be nice to see the backup camera incorporated into this badge as well, so that way it was a little bit less poking out being right there. But nonetheless, very practical for a sports car to be able to get quick access. Now I have a lot of items in here at the moment just to show you the practicality that you have. This is a very low trunk space, so that's why everything is scattered out. If you have groceries or something, you may want to put them in front of these areas here or try to lay them down somehow. So you don't have a lot of height, but nonetheless, you have all this interior storage. For a two-door vehicle, it is practical for smaller items like that. Now, as we work our way to the interior, we have this button down below that you can use to lock and unlock this. And the door panel has a pretty simple design to it. We have this micro suede material for the armrest, the Bose audio, window controls, side mirror adjustments, of course your release handle, and a little bit of storage. So again, for a small vehicle like this, we have all these hidden storage bins and of course that rear storage. We have the leather and micro suede for these seats. They are automatic, so we have some manual adjustments though, and then to move them forwards and backwards and recline and incline, those are on the inside of the seat there. We also have hidden storage behind both seats. So you can even place more items here, even open this up where you have a little bit more storage. We have the owner's manual in there at the moment, which is nice to have that tucked away. And then once we hop into the interior, we have full leather for the steering wheel with some controls like your volume and your tuning, cruise control, and then some other controls to go through the gauge cluster. So let's fire this up with my foot on the brake and the clutch. We can bring this to life where you can see that diagram for the gauge cluster. And the current setup that I have, this is the sport mode display. So you can see some vitals on that right side, tach right in the middle, and then on the left side, you can go through a few things like your G-force meter. You can pull up the PSI, look at your TPMS, and then you even have a shift light indicator, which you can customize. Now, if I push on this pages button right here, we can actually change what we would like to see. So if I go to normal, you'll see more of a normal display with the tach on the left, miles per hour is on that right side. And then within both of those, you can actually go through a lot more information. So currently you can see we have some settings to go into. There's also your home icon where you can scroll through a few different settings here, even have a calm setting. You can also look at your fuel level there, TPMS, you have the map and navigation, and then back to music. And then if we want to change this one more time, we can go into enhanced, where you will see it change yet again, where we have different icons for the tach and the miles per hour. And then you can actually go through the rest of this info in a much larger screen. So it really just depends on what you are doing for the day and what you would like to see. I think sport mode is the best mode to go with. Very simple, but you have all the cool settings that you want to see while you are driving this. Now on this left side, we have the traction control button. And then right in the middle, we have 3 icons for your PSI, your turbo, as well as some voltage meters. And then we also have the touchscreen system. Very simple and easy to go through. You can see phone, some information that you can go into just to set this up as needed. You can also pull up your audio. Menu is the current tab that we are on right now. So if I go back to that, you can see we have a few different icons that you can actually set up and configure just depending on what you would like to see for the day. And then we have another page right there. You can pull up the navigation. So this has the maps, and then we have connection for your phone and different settings to go into. Now we have power and volume for the radio on this left side, tuning is on the right side, and there's a few more physical buttons down below. So that way you can quickly get into all of this information, and we have tuning and a brightness for that screen too. Very simple, but you have everything that you need to go through. And what's also simple is all the climate adjustments. Fan speed, temperature, where you'd like there to go. Simple, easy to go through. We have phone storage down below along with some auxiliaries so you can charge those electronics. And then for this giant button right here, this is for the rev matching. So you can see next to neutral right now, we have the S. If I hold on this for a few seconds, that disappears. So you can shut off the rev matching or turn it back on. You have the 6-speed manual transmission, so you can do it yourself, or of course you can have the vehicle do it for you. Now putting this into reverse, you will see that backup camera up here, and then we have the rest of the 6 gears to go through. These are even heated seats, so we have those controls. There's a trunk release, manual parking brake too, and then there's actually 2 cup holders for this interior. You can currently see one of them. If I slide the armrest back, that reveals the second cup holder. So it's nice if you need that or you want a little bit more comfort with the armrest, and you can still open this up and it reveals all of that extra storage where you can place some smaller items, including items that can fit in the glove box. And then a quick look at visibility from the driver's seat. This is a big pillar, but you have large windows on both sides. You have your rear view mirror too, to really help you out. And if you have your head poked just right, you can see out of that back window there over that left shoulder, which is nice to see. And then up top, we do have the dome lights. But now let's go ahead and get the new Z out on the road. And so from second gear, here we go. And just like that, we're up to speed. It is starting to rain a little bit. We have rear wheel drive, so just have to be mindful of that. But from the driver's seat now for the Nissan Z, I will say it's a lot more simple feeling on the interior, especially when you compare it to the Supra. We have some tech that you like, you know, navigation, things like that. But it doesn't seem as refined feeling. It's a little bit more laid back in a sense. There's some borrowed materials, obviously, from some of the other Nissans. And the new Z is basically a 370 with some refinements and, of course, a new exterior shell. But I don't mean that in a bad way. You know, Nissan was able to create this for a much lower price point by doing it that way. And I think they did a great job. I love how they kind of paid tribute to some of the previous Z models with this newer design in more of a modern look, which is very nice to see. But it's a simple interior. It gives you what you need to use and nothing overboard in a sense. And as far as doing a quick 3-point turn, we have that camera system there, so it is easy to see, of course. but I like it. It's been so comfortable, being the third one that we've had for a week. I really don't have any complaints with it as far as just being a nice and comfortable daily driving type of sports car. It definitely has the performance to back it up, and they've dynoed with well over the horsepower that Nissan puts out, or the specs that I talked about earlier. So the roads are a little bit wet, but we're going to do a launch control. So we just shut off traction control. It's not going to be a hardcore launch, but this is how you activate it. You will see launch over on that left side. Oh, all right, so we have to be, all right, and here we go. So we got wheel spin, obviously, but I have done launch control in other Z's, and it hooks well. You can't really dump the clutch though. You have to slowly let it out to get that traction to hook up. And as you just hopefully heard with the roads, not the best launch, but it has launch control. It works very well. Unfortunately, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's review. Make sure you check out the rest of our Nissan Z videos, taking it on back roads, and all of the various content that we have made with this car. So that is the 2023 Nissan Z Performance. Give the video a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.